Thanks to a drunken mistake, she ended up in bed with her sworn enemy. In the end, they had to get married. But to her surprise, she found herself completely addicted to her fake contract husband in the end. The room was filled with overwhelming silence. Every Carson was pressed against the floor-to-ceiling window by the man. The stark contrast in their body sizes creating intense sexual tension. The man's thin lips trailed downward, his hot breath fell on her earlobe, followed by a bite. Suddenly, a knock on the door jolted Avery awake from her dream, and she breathed a sigh of relief upon waking up. She had actually slept with Kyson Soto in her dream. Turning her head, a handsome face came into view. More terrifying than dreaming about sleeping with Kyson was that she had actually done it. Memories from last night flooded back to her. After Kyson declared bankruptcy, he made his first public appearance, and Avery rushed over to celebrate the bankruptcy of Kyson. She had drunk too much and later seemed to have been escorted out of the nightclub by Kyson. And then, surveying her surroundings again, Avery couldn't help but draw a cold breath. This is Everglade Estate, the old family home of the Carson family, where Grandma lives. No matter how drunk she was, she wouldn't have brought Kyson here. The knocking continued, and Avery hastily tidied up the mess on the floor. Her clothes, and Kyson's clothes. Avery put on her nightgown, smiling, and opened the door. Outside the door stood Nicholas, the butler, wearing a warm, welcoming smile. "Miss, I got the kitchen to make you some warm honey lemon tea. Your voice is hoarse from all that shouting. Come on, drink up." Avery. She smiled awkwardly. "Where's my grandma?" Only when she spoke did she realize her voice was indeed very hoarse. "The madam is downstairs. When you're done, bring Mr. Soto down with you. She has something to say." Avery took the tray, giving an okay sign. "I'll be right down." Closing the door with her foot, Avery quickly went to the window. It was the second floor. Climbing down wouldn't kill her, but she really didn't want to face her grandma now. Avery had just opened the window. "What are you doing?" A man's voice sounded behind her. Hoarse, low, and slightly lazy nasal tones made Avery stiffen. Memories from last night became clearer. Watching someone who practices abstinence become passionate is quite interesting. The Kyson, who had always been aloof and arrogant, never looking at Avery, showed no restraint last night, as if years of pent-up desire were being poured out on Avery. Avery turned around. Kyson had just put on a white shirt, leaning against the bedhead, buttoning it up. His hair covered his eyes, his nose high and straight, abs faintly visible, a walking hormone bomb. In Avery's mind, images of last night's intimate scenes could not be suppressed. "Trying to run after sleeping with me?" Kyson pulled off the blanket, picking up the pants beside him. Avery walked over, pulling his hand, raising an eyebrow. "Not only am I running, but you should too. Let's go through the window together." Avery didn't bother arguing further. Quickly fastening his belt and pulling his hand. "Hurry, we don't have time." Mr. Soto was lackadaisical, showing no sense of urgency, watching Avery straddling the window. "Am I that shameful?" Avery flipped over, standing on the air conditioner unit. "It's me who can't face people anymore, okay? Mr. Soto, can you run with me now?" The knocking sounded again. Avery felt like facing a great enemy, tightly holding Kyson's hand. "Run." Grandma Tanya pushed the door open and asked, "What are you doing?" Avery immediately put on an obedient smile. "Grandma." Kyson calmly responded. "Avery dropped something outside. She's picking it up." Avery immediately cooperated, waving her hand. "The bracelet Grandma gave me. It fell outside just now. Come down quickly. I have something to say." Avery had no choice but to follow Kyson downstairs. "Given the situation, you two should just get married. I'll have the driver take you to City Hall." Avery was stunned, hurriedly saying, "Grandma, it's not necessary. Kyson and I are just a fling, a one-night stand, a casual encounter." She found none of these terms suitable to use. "In today's society, it's not like before. Grandma, there's no need for you to make me." "Nonsense." The old lady slammed the table. Avery stopped arguing. She feared nothing else but her grandma. "The car is ready. Your household registration and IDs are prepared. Kyson, yours have also been sent over. You two, go to the City Hall immediately." "But..." "No buts. Kyson doesn't want to marry me either, Grandma. Forcing a marriage isn't right." Grandma Tanya looked at Kyson. Avery sighed in relief. Now the pressure was on Kyson. "I can marry." Kyson smiled slightly.